episode 13 of the McLaren Career Mode series. Ron Dennis returns. Today we go to Hungary. Currently sat in the Constructors' Championship, 4th. The game today is to consolidate that position. To be honest, I'm not even bothered if we drop to 5th. The objective is 6th. We will keep our job. The idea is to keep the drivers happy. We will now be developing next year's car. As it stands, we have a very good car for this circuit. Strong possibility that we are going to be in the top 5 or 6 cars. Not going to be doing anything with our facilities this episode. Wind tunnel is almost ready. We'll be ready by Spa to focus on next year's car. Off we go.
The Hungaroring is abuzz with excitement as Formula One returns to Hungary for another round. We first came here in 1986 after construction on this purpose-built motorsport facility was completed.
So we'll be putting TO4 chair in the car again. For Lando, maximising Danny Ric's experience points. Maximising Tejo's experience points. Lando will get them due to overtakes and performance in the race. We need to finish in the top 11 with both cars today. It should be an easy job to do. Easy 1.5 mil. Qualifying streak top 14. Easy job again. Easy 1 mil. Finish position top 10 shouldn't be a problem. Fastest lap probably will be, but it's an obligatory objective. Quali position, both cars in the top 10. Twice over, 0.5 mil. Circuit info, what we got? No rain, apparently. Time considerations for the circuit. 20 seconds under green flag running. I'm wondering whether going for trying to do a soft, medium soft run. Potentially. I don't really want to use the hard if I can get away with it. But then again, looking at the tyre considerations, it might be better off doing medium hard, possibly even a hard to a medium, but we'll see. Depends if there's safety cars. Were there safety cars? Okay, so first things first, we'll throw 3 or 4 chair in the car. I've already fitted the old engine parts for practice. For the mini game, we'll throw 20 laps of fuel in to start with. Minimise the pace a little bit. So Hungary is borderline maximum downforce. Apparently cornering's not that important, which is odd, but traction is. So I do feel as though that's going to be a golden setup around here, but let's see what it says on Lando's car. It does look as though they require very similar setups. do they have that set as 15 for Danny Ric? No, 15 and a half. I think I'll just leave it as that, to be honest. Give it a quick save and throw him straight into practice.
And radio check.
So, as it stands, we are... no, that's okay. We are looking slow, but the engines are old. Probably the last practice session we're going to get out of this engine for each car. It's going to be very important to see how many laps we actually do get out of these tyres. Doesn't look like it'll be enough. So Alonso's done 6, and he's on similar wear to what we are when we're doing 9 while we're running low pace. And our pace is actually similar.
How's the balance? How's balance?
So we need less downforce on Lando's car. It's a little bit of a shame that we've managed to get optimal on traction and oversteer rather than on straights, but at least we know where we need to be. Ideally, you want to be having optimal on the straights with the end of practice 1. Normally you would want to have, when it's bad, to shift the white bar over to as far away as possible within the zone, but we don't appear to have got anything within the zone on that front, so I wonder. We might try that. That seems like a reasonable way to go. I feel like more braking stability might be a better option than less. I'm kind of surprised that it's such low cornering stability that we're looking at. That's interesting. So with it being good for Danny Ric there, we're very close regardless. We could be looking at an optimal setup by the end of this session here. speed through as quick as we can. Lovely comment from a lovely bot there. Why, thank you. What was worth noting was how many laps we did before we changed the settings. And a 20 lap is probably a little bit overkill. We could probably drop to 18 or 19. You want to aim for however many laps it took, plus 2, maybe 3, so you can always drop the fuel usage down a little bit. See what Danny Ric can do now he's got no traffic. Will be interesting to see at the end of the session where the engine usage stats are for the cars at the top, particularly Pierre Gasly. I'm very surprised if that AlphaTauri isn't running a new engine going that fast. For the final bit of the session,
How's the balance? How's the balance?
we'll end up calling both the cars in. And then just chuck them out for some more laps to gain some more data. So TO4 share is still bad for straights, which means we need to shift more to the left. Probably more to where we did with Danny Ric's. Braking stability and cornering is what it is, unfortunately. So I've thrown too much fuel in there. It's not really worth me changing the settings again there. It's borderline not even worth me pulling Danny Ric in. So we've got optimal on the straights. We're very close to a great setup there. On this one, we'll just throw 10 laps worth of fuel in and send him straight back out.
Who's that just crashed?
So the fact that Danny Ric is only 1/10 ahead. Now's the point when we check the data for the other cars. So Legreg is running a pretty new power unit setup, as is Verstappen. The one we were really interested in was Pedro Garcesos, who, as I suspected, was running basically a new engine. So, there we go. So we've got penalties up and down the grid. Penalties which we've already taken. There's not going to be any rain here, so it's all going to be on their overtaking ability. We're going to be jumping straight up the grid, past, at the very least, look like a Verstappen.
Well done, mate. Great day.
%75% nearly, so I'd say that's promising. We do want to save both sets of mediums, really. There is the possibility to go soft, medium, medium, or medium, medium, soft. Although maintaining track position is going to be paramount around here. So as we know that we don't need the 20 laps of fuel in full, okay. It's hard to say really where we're going to go with this. I wonder if dropping the braking stability down a little bit, and we'll see where we go. Whereas with Lando, we obviously need to change I feel like that's going to be a very good setup for Lando. Let's try that. As far as tyre compounds are concerned, we'll stick mediums on for both of them at the moment. We'll give them the 19 laps. It's important to hit the balance between the tyre wear of having too much fuel in and being able to
It's just a radio check.
get the plan done.
Yeah, all good. Okay, so that's a green light.
With a bit of luck, we'll have no lockups, no errors. Obviously, we'll have those now I've said that. It's easy on softs, yeah, good. So as it stands, we are a second behind Ferraris, with them being on harder tyres, so it doesn't look great, but then they do have new engines, so there is that compromise. I do dislike the setup option when you get everything optimal with the exception of cornering and braking stability, because effectively you've got one option, which is your camber, that changes both of those and nothing else. It's so much easier when you get one of them to be optimal and the other one isn't.
How's the balance?
So that's a better setup for Lando.
Okay, understood.
There we go. That's what I wanted to see. So, cornering stability is the way to go here, I think. We head that way, and then... So to me, that looks like the best option here. it's not ideal to be changing his options midway through a session when he needs to have the seat time, but no better with Danny Ric either. But at least now we'll get a bit of direction as to which setup was better. Or we won't. So apparently this one was better. So we'll try that. And hopefully Lando can get his 20 laps in, come back in, have a decent setup and go back out on some softs. And Danny Ric can do the same. So we're looking at around 40 laps is going to be giving us 40% wear remaining on these tyres. So you would be looking at potentially a medium, soft medium run. And giving it a proper push. So Danny Ric's fastest lap is a 120.1-ish. No, 120.7. My maths is appalling this morning. He's gone very slow now. Okay. So you're dropping a second a lap, really. By the time you hit...
Do you just want to give a very quick
Nice.
bit of feedback and then we'll jump out?
Yeah, awesome job.
Okay, understood.
So Lando will now be going out on a set of softs with 10 laps of fuel in. Not that he needs 10 laps. And booting it. Danny Ric will do the same. And then in practice 3 we can just focus on getting track acclimatization in for Lando. Send him out on a set of hards with 20 laps in, bring him back in, send him out for another 20.
So Daniel, the session has now finished.
And then give him some softs for the end.
Thank you for joining us.
That will give Lando 25 to start with as well.
Ready to check these, Lando?
What I may do here is
Yeah,
throw
confirm.
the brand new components in
Track should be green.
that we used at the last race for quali, and then swap them out for the race. So I effectively use them using a quali engine. What with there being issues with track position on this circuit. So we are a long way off with the pace, but everyone's using softs on their long run checks. A second off the pace on hard tyres while not pushing. I'm quite happy to take that.
Someone spun out. Sounds like we've had a spin.
So the second that
Someone's
Danny
run
Ric hits
wide.
95%, we bring him in. If he hits 95%, if not, we send him back out with another 10 or 15 laps in. Lando really needs to get into the high 70s, if not the 80s. Just to get that extra bonus.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
Lap times don't really seem to be dropping off too much, which is great. Give them both another 10 laps. Give Lando 15. To be fair, Danny Ric didn't need it, so we'll be bringing him back in. That's what I get for not paying attention. Give Danny Ric 6 laps of fuel. And he can go out right at the death.
Sounds like a spin.
Need to look at bringing Lando in with 10 minutes to go, really. Last lap there, and he can come in. Let's see where they are. I'll take that. There's not really any point Danny Ric doing any more laps. He's done the job. Lando has gone no quicker. He's 0.9 behind on Leclerc, which is fine with the engine discrepancy. No problem there. can expect Leclerc to run away in quali and in a race, to be honest, if he's got an engine like that. We're not in competition with the Ferraris anyway. I think we use this engine. 81, 79. Yep, this engine as well. ERS can be... Let's use the new one in quali and the old one in the race. Gearbox. It's got to be the newest option out of the three. So now we go for the idea of trying to get through to Q3 with only using the one set of softs.
And Lando, radio check.
Oh,
radio
that was a
check.
mistake.
Yeah, I'm ready to check all good.
Track should be green.
We might have gotten away with this. I will happily take 7/10 ahead of Ocon. The fact that we're that far ahead of the Alpines, I am not worried about being able to get to Q2 with that time. Tyres look good. Half a second behind Leclerc though. But Sainz... Let's look at his engines. That explains it.
Oh, there's a spin!
So Sainz has got a dull engine in. Bottas's new engine is working wonders for him, clearly. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about Q3 really with these tyres, by the look of it. There goes Sainz. He must have had a compromised lap. So we'll just check what the loss of time is per lap on the soft tyres, because it might be quite close. We're talking about losing 2.5 to 3 tenths. I don't think we've got 3 tenths in the bank. So we are going to have to go softs again with new ones. And we'll just save for the anti-glitch again, just in case. Okay, we're not going
Is the
straight
radio
out this
okay now?
time round.
Yep, radio is good. Drink's good.
Wait for everyone to get a lap in, and then we go. I'm not interested in getting caught up in traffic. Looks like Verstappen and Alonso are doing the same thing, which worries me a bit. Oh no, Alonso, Ocon's on a hot one. That's going to compromise our lap here. I think Ricciardo probably got away with it slightly. Ricciardo did not get away with it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Lando will be fast enough, but will Danny Ric? Yes. So our true pace was masked a little bit in Q1 by traffic. So I think we put the hot engine in for Q3, perhaps. And swap it back for the race.
Daniel, radio check.
I didn't change the tyre situation. Okay, so we did get away with Danny Ric using a used set to get that time as well. I do feel like going out the once will be optimal here. Okay, here goes. So these guys are all running laps, that's fine. See if we can get close, get above Bottas with Lando here. No. So 3 of the cars above us do have penalties. There's a potential for quite a good race here if we get the strat right.
Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Qualifying went well for McLaren.
Yes, qualifying did go well. The problem with the position gain now, there's no point because of us having gained positions due to car penalties and engine penalties. It's not worth it. We need to pop the old engines back in. So we're currently running at 81% and 81% as well. That's fine. Okay. So as far as fuel's concerned around here, we are effectively underfueling the car because we are going to be pushing. So the options, soft hards, mediums is the optimal strat. But if we went medium, soft, Medium, medium, soft is the ultimate strat. What we do need to do though is change this strat to a hello. That's interesting that a medium hard medium is the same time. And it will give us more wiggle room on the push. So I think what we'll do is do a medium hard, do a medium soft with Danny Ric. And potentially aim for a medium hard medium or a medium hard soft with Lando, because Lando does use his tyres more. Let's go with that. Gives Lando more opportunity to push. And it depends on the wear as to whether we will continue with it. Gives us both options.
We have beautiful blue skies overhead as the drivers
So
line
that
up
is
on
Carlos on pole.
the grid. And there's
Max.
Lando Norris. Starting in third place, they're in a really good position for this race. And behind them, it's Ricciardo.
In an ideal
They might
world,
not be in the top three
we
spots,
are
but things
using
can
their
change
DRS
fast
to stick with
once
them.
the race gets up.
but I don't think that's going to be
This
possible at this
is
track.
it, the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Carlos is starting
And
with
it's lights
softs.
out, and away we go.
We don't want Danny Ric attacking Lando here. He's got a great getaway. We do want him attacking Checo, which he's not done. Come on, Danny Ric, get up his inside. That's the stuff. Oh, Lando's just gone for it. He's absolutely sent it. I don't think it's worth pushing here.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Yep, understood.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
So we will go for the sit behind them approach. I don't think we've got a strat for win here. To be honest, we're probably not going to be doing much overtaking either. but we do have a strat to maintain position. Potentially gain some ground to Merc.
DRS is enabled.
Which isn't really on my agenda, but it'll do. Sainz is cooking his tyres. There is a possibility Lando may reach in for a second place here if he can stay with him. We'll give Lando the tools to push. Seeing as Carlos's tyres are going off. He is running a strat that gives him that flexibility.
McLaren gain a position.
Hello. Off you go then, Danny Ric. Push it. See if you can take a second out of him before the DRS. Lando push it as well. Danny Ric has absolutely sent it from Perez.
That's a good lap. That's a good lap.
Lando is going to need to push hard here
Overtake button available.
if he's got the chance to overtake.
All right.
And he's taken it. He's taken it well. Right, Danny Ric can drop back down to standard now.
And McLaren with a great
Lando
overtake.
really needs to send it through this next sector.
Did somebody spin out there?
Lando has taken a second out of Carlos. Not quite. That's a shame. So let's not push him too hard then. So it does seem as though tyre wear is lower than expected. But only just.
Oh, we've had a spin.
Is Danny Ric pulling away? He is. So Lando's tyre wear does worry me a little. It does look like Max is running away with this race. Let's have a look at engines. So Max has got a pretty decent engine. Sainz has got a really broken engine. What about leader gaps? So we are sat, currently it will be looking at coming out around P12 for Lando if he was to pit. And how many more laps has he got to this window? Another 10, easy. So there is this very strong potential here that we could come out in about P7, P8. But we are going to have to start saving fuel. And it's something I really don't want to do just yet. Danny Ric is pulling away. The fortunate thing with the tyre situation is that when we do start saving fuel, we will use less. So I think we'll probably switch Lando onto the medium soft strat. Maybe aim for half a kilo over for the run on fuel, and then switch it back to standard. Is that Sainz losing ground to Danny Ric? Or is it Danny Ric catching Lando? It's neither. Verstappen's in a class of his own. Perez is nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. Sainz has binned it.
They've locked up and gone straight on. Let's take a look at the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
So what sort of a gap have we got here? 2.7 from Danny Ric to Sainz. Starting to feel a little ridiculous for having not aimed for the increase of position here. So we're looking at P11 at the moment for Lando, if not P10 coming out of the pits. And he will be behind Leclerc as well, who will have... So he has a pit stop on a car with a brand new engine. Pretty much. Right, it's now time to drop the fuel situation. So Sainz is going slower than Danny Ric now after his lockup. But we are going to be relying upon where the timings are going to be sat. Now that we've dropped the fuel rate down, and he's fighting with Perez, which is very helpful. They're pushing 4 seconds back. So 23.4s, we're at 8/10 behind Max. 23.2 for Perez. I can make my peace with losing 2/10 a lap if they don't continue fighting, which it looks like they will. But we are going to need to regain fuel here. We are regaining fuel. That's good. So we're looking at a gap to Max of 28 seconds, 30 seconds. So we're looking at P9, P10, maybe P11 at the moment for Lando rather. And it's 33, so looking at P12 for Danny Ric. Bottas will obviously pit early. With him being on the soft, so will Zhou, so will Ocon, so will Magnussen. We're potentially going to be missing all of these people. My only real concern is whether Hamilton and Russell are doing one-stops. And Leclerc doing a one-stop would be very sensible on his part. The same with Perez. It does look like Leclerc has been unleashed. He's got 5-second gap that he can pull back. Lando's still holding the fastest lap though, which is great. So Leclerc is currently the fastest car on track. Absolutely shifting. He's turned the wick off as well. We're looking at losing 7/10 a lap to Perez right now. Who does look like he's turned it up too. I'm a little reluctant to push the tyres at the moment, but I feel like we're going to have to, particularly with Danny Ric. Norris is currently looking at coming out around P8. I'd love to be able to get a full pit stop on Hamilton and Russell. That's ideally where we need to be. And it's a big push to do it. It's about another 6 seconds he needs to pull out. And that's not going to happen at current pace. Where's Danny Ric looking like he's coming out after pitting? Currently estimated at 9th. That's interesting. Lando 8th. Okay. And Lando's on the cusp of coming out next, just behind Hamilton. Magnussen's got to be pitting in a moment. There's no way Magnussen's going to be pitting. That's my worry, is that Sainz is on a brand new set of hards. Time to push. Sainz's last lap is a 1:22.8. He's now doing 1:22.7s. What we need is the legs on Magnussen, with Sainz not being able to get around him. Currently looking at P7. So that's ahead of Hamilton. What is the gap to Hamilton? So the gap to Hamilton, 13 seconds off, so that is 18.5 seconds. Lando is looking at... It's behind Hamilton, isn't it? Still.
Is that a lockup?
There's a big gap to drop the guys in after Sainz if it goes wrong. I'd just rather not be in with Sainz.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Leclerc is absolutely shifting. Lando goes now. And to be honest, where's Danny Ric dropping? 8th. We may as well bring Danny Ric in. It doesn't really matter. Danny Ric has been pulled out in front of Sainz. We've absolutely nailed that strat. The only real worry is that there's the possibility of Hamilton. Who's going to cause Danny Ric problems here. Quite simply, Lando is gone. We don't really need to worry about his pace, although getting past Russell would be a great help. Let's push it, Lando. He doesn't even need the he doesn't need the DRS.
McLaren gain a position.
What does worry me is that Sainz's pace is very comparable to that of Danny Ric. Russell will be pitting this lap, most likely. What's Hamilton gone to? Hards. Surely Hamilton must be doing a one-stop. Russell hasn't pitted, so Russell's definitely doing a one-stop. Verstappen in. I mean, he's not even remotely a concern for us. He's long gone. And Danny Ric is on Russell and Russell pits. Sainz's times are getting ahead of Danny Ric here. There's a possibility we've gone with the wrong strat. So we just pulled a half second. Leclerc is one stopping, without a doubt. There's no way he's gone to 30 laps on meds without thinking about a one stop. I think we could be looking at maybe 3rd and 5th here, which is where we started. With that Ferrari just absolutely bossing it. Perez is one stopping as well. So we might be looking at Danny Ric being behind Perez here. Right, Danny Ric does need to be mindful of the traffic here. They are going to slow him up. Well, at least he's got a DRS to get away. Sainz just don't have to navigate them. Let's turn up the wick with Lando here. Five seconds between the two cars. It's relatively optimal for the next stop, to be honest. Lando's off with some DRS, which is very helpful. What I do find interesting is no one seems to have beaten Danny Ric's fastest lap yet. I do wonder if maybe leaving some tyres on the table at the end to have a big push is going to be the way to go here. So Lando is currently lapping very quickly. Not quickly enough to catch Max, but certainly quick enough to cause bother for Sainz. I don't think it's going to be quick enough to cause bother for Leclerc. He will have to pass Leclerc, I think, at the end. Possibly Perez as well. No, not Perez. But Danny Ric will have to pass Perez. Having said that, it should be relatively easy pickings. We can keep going on the push, to be honest. The tyres aren't really a concern right now. The fuel will come back to us. Having 10 seconds on the clock now is fine as long as it stays that way throughout this stint.
Someone spun out.
Danny Ric is shifting. Properly shifting. It does appear as though Max is off for a monstrous couple of laps here. Right, now we're in a position where the clerk is going to start causing us problems. So we have a 26-second gap to Russell. So at the very least, we're going to be coming out in 6th with a new set of tyres on. Time to drop the speed down again, I think. It's we do need to bring the tyres back to us a little bit. So looking at what, 15 seconds from Norris to Sainz and 7 seconds from Danny Ric to Sainz. Sainz is stopping again, so he's not really a worry. And with him having started on softs, he's going to be switching to mediums. So he'll switch early. Could create problems. That looks like it might be the OP strat, actually. Once we've brought the tyres back a little bit, we'll then go on the push for the back end of the stint. I think we're at the crossover point now from mediums to hards. It does look like that. So we're doing 21 sixes and Sainz is doing 22 ones. That is okay. We can take that. Norris is losing time to Leclerc here, as is Danny Ric, and Danny Ric is at a point where he's not going to have a defence for that Ferrari with a brand new engine in the back. Or is he? No, he is. He's not going to have a defence at all. Can't see Danny Ric being able to pull back a full pit stop. On Leclerc at all. That car's just too quick. He's pulling a second a lap. And does the fastest lap at the same time. So his last lap is a 1:20.29.
Feels like someone's locked up.
We're in a position we probably need to push with Lando. We'll give him another couple of laps. Because Sainz is obviously pitting again. It says 6th now is the estimation, so behind Perez. That's not really what I was looking for. And Perez is obviously one-stopping. He's not coming out behind Perez. What about Danny Ric? Where's he going to be coming out? P6. Behind Perez. We need to be at a point where we know Perez is going to have no defence on a set of old worn hard tyres. I do wonder if we should be running long here. So we're looking at coming out P5 here, behind Perez. Time for the push. Both cars need to go big push for a couple of laps. Sainz is now the danger. Landed in a 21-2. Danny Ric doing a 21-2. Okay, now is the time.
Box this lap, box this lap.
Yeah, confirm. Happy to box at the end.
We box this lap.
Box confirm.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Yeah, confirm. Lando Pili.
Understood. And just remind you to use the pit limiter in the pit lane.
Perfect from the McLaren guys for the pit stop there.
That's a spin!
Is he ahead of Sainz is the question. And the answer is yes. 6 seconds to go to Perez there. Out ahead of lapping cars, which is nice. Lando, it's time to push, mate. Go get your fastest lap. Danny Ric, time to push, mate. Go get your fastest lap.
That's a good lap. That's a good lap.
So the job's done there. We're looking at probably P3, P4 here. The tyres situation is pretty decent, to be fair. Right, look after your tyres now, Danny Ric. Keep them cool. And now it's time to push. Big push.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
He needs to pull a couple of seconds off him, really. .9 a lap is acceptable for the moment. It is going to be close, I think, for Danny Ric.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
To be fair, there's 12 laps to go, and Lando is taking a second a lap. No, half a second a lap. Off Perez. Second a lap for Perez there, that's good. Half a second on Leclerc. It's not going to be enough. Every time we're getting a yellow flag, I'm sweating it about a safety car now.
I think there's been a lock-up.
The fortunate thing that the position we're in is if there is a safety car or a VSC and people start pitting, we can bang a set of softs on that are in better condition than everyone else. Last laps are still fast enough, which is good. There's no way any of these guys are going to be threatening Danny Ric's fastest unless they put some softs on. We are staying within the boundaries of what is needed for timings. Let's just give Lando a bit of a cool off on his tyres. Same with Danny Ric, to be honest. There's no real need to push the tyres. We can mess around with fuel a little bit here. Let's just watch that gap. Dropping fast actually if I do that. So let's not keep it on that for too long. Just to bring the tyres a little bit more healthy. Let's do maybe a lap with these settings. It's half a second we're giving them back here. This unfortunately didn't appear to do anything for us there. Sainz's time's dropping. I mean, 7/10 with 7 laps to go. He's not going fast enough to do the job. Unless he stays. There we go. You need to be loading at 119s now to have a hope. Our tyres are in a position that we're going to be staying ahead. How Leclerc is doing 119s on a set of 52% hards is insane. Lando's still the quickest man on track. So Lando effectively holding position, just as the Ferraris have swapped around who's going to be on the podium. full Ferrari strat for Sainz there by the look of it. The bonus of Danny Ric gaining a position at the expense of Checo. Great race from Verstappen. There's just no competition whatsoever. See, I'm concerned at the moment about where Sainz might gain some time here with all the traffic, but at least Sainz also has to go past this traffic as well. Just give it some serious pace now up to the end. Looks like it's, barring any errors, going to be a solid performance once again.
Max Verstappen over the finish line and
That
today's
Red
winner.
Bull was disgusting. So the two cars doing one stops and putting brand new engines in. What's the way forward? It wouldn't have been for us, we were too far back on the grid. But we take Mercedes in the Constructors. This was not within my plans or my remit. And to be honest, I don't really want to be above Mercedes. I would rather have that slightly increased ATR time next season by coming below them. Merc having all that extra time and resources that they have versus McLaren, they will run away with it if they have a P4 Constructors. Lando doing a great job though. Okay. So, good performance from both drivers means there's no overtaking or anything, which is a bit of a shame, but performance-wise, .900 performance points for Teo Porcher. And this is why you put your reserve driver in a car every session that you can. $7.5 million, well, 6.5 million gained just because of that bonus from Lando. £1 million, or million dollars for coming top 3. The board are obviously content. Our target is to win the Constructors' title within 4 years. That's mad. So our next race is Belgium. Oh dear. The board are pleased. Lando needs 1,000 points pretty much to gain another performance point, which to be honest we'll probably do at Spa if we get things right. Our development. Spa is going to be problematic. We don't have the top speed. To be honest, working on the high speed corners as well would have been prevalent, but we didn't do that. We were working on low speed cornering. We do have a set of side pods and a new front wing coming before Spa. Let's have a quick look and see what they're going to do on the car. Hello, performance point. We'll do pit crew management, I think. Let's get the speed of the pit stops up. So we've got basically everything is going to come in before Spa. This could be rather intense. Interesting. We could potentially steal Xavier Marcos Padros off of Ferrari. Is it worth scouting Chris Cronin? I feel we scout Ricciardo Mosconi. And we seriously consider at the end of the season where we're going to be sat. Front wing design is complete. What is this going to do to our car? Oh, wow. Okay. So we're going to have some serious low speed cornering advantage, which is really good for coming in towards the DRS zones in Spa. We've got ages before Spa is a thing. Let's push 4 of those through. What do we have left on development for ATR time? Nothing. As it stands, when does the new ATR period begin? Here. So it's worth us throwing through a suspension component without using any ATR. As a so we potentially can just look at drag reduction here. That's a 32-day part with one engineer on. What happens if we increase the airflow? Very good. Let's do that. There's not really any point as pushing it unless the part will be better. So it's a 35-day part. It won't be ready for... Or will it? Yeah. Won't be ready for Spa, but it'll be ready by the end of the ATR period, pretty much. It's worth throwing an intense part on, and then not even necessarily making it. That's a big deal. We've also now got 14 million to spend. Nearly enough. We could do this on the CFD simulator. I think it will be the best option because it will give us more engineers. We'll need to go for the design centre. Double check the staff just to see if they've done. Ooh, hello, Teo. Right, so accuracy and control really, I think, is the way to go at the moment. He doesn't need to be stupidly fast, he just needs to be consistent. So, rear wing design incoming. Yeah, I'm aware of Theo's performance, thank you. Jack Crawford. Very balanced. I don't really think there's any other drivers I really need to scout. I might have a look at Isaac Ajar just to keep the balance really, make sure we've got enough people looked at. There is one other person I want to look at. And I think it'll be this guy here. The problem is he will maybe want one year deal and then retire. No. Okay, let's have a look at this rear wing. So we've got 6 days till Spa. And this rear wing will give us massive low speed potential. It will be ready in 2 days if I rush it, 3 and normal 6 for that. So ideally, I think normal is the way to go. And we'll order 4 of them. Now, because we've got no ATR period going on here, we will hang fire. That is the performance without the new front wing. With the new front wing, oh, okay. Things could get very interesting here. what we'll do here is shove more engineers onto the suspension project. And the side pods project, just to maximise how soon everything comes through. This could give us a very good base. Quite simply, we need to emergency manufacture one right now. Let's throw the rear wing on the car. That new side pod doesn't really do vastly much, as you can see, but it does give us a lot more acceleration. The drag is clearly greatly decreased. So let's then manufacture another 3 of them under normal conditions. To be honest, we're going to be emergency manufacturing another one anyway, so oh dear. Sidepod SP2. I do feel like Sidepod SP2 is not the sidepod that is attached to the car, which is a bit problematic. I am correct. Okay. Let's just nip back over to here and have a look and see where that suspension is going to be available. And it's here. So we will have 2 projects available from Monday, and a 3rd one available from the Tuesday of the week after next. We have a car that's going to be extremely competitive at Spa and Zandvoort. Monza might be a bit more of a difficult problem, but we're going to have 2 cars in Q2 and Q3. We'll have a finished position of both cars in the top 10. Let's go top 8. It's going to happen. And a finished position streak. Yeah. Okay. That is it for today. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, comment if you're watching this later on YouTube. Cheers for watching, guys.